DeSantis was booed when he went to Jacksonville to say something about the Jacksonville shooting.
Okay. When did that happen? Give us more info.
Okay.
I don't think people know what this. I think you need to give background info.
I usually
they have no clue who what.
No, I was waiting on you to respond, and I was going to keep going.
Oh, don't wait on me.
So, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was booed and heckled on Sunday while attending a prayer vigil in Jacksonville for 3 victims killed in what authorities say was a racially motivated attack at the Dollar General. Now, that's what they've been talking about all weekend.
Yeah.
Apparently, this gunman went into the Dollar General and decided to off all black people.
The few that he did, but was this Friday or Saturday?
It said Sunday. Well, I don't know. He must have did it Saturday or
Sunday.
Because DeSantis was booed on Sunday.
Because they said that he had walked around one of the black campuses.
Mm-hmm.
And someone probably spotted him and kind of made him one of the security guards or whatever.
Right. Well, according to this, reading more from CBS News, they got more information on the shooter and the people that was taken out. Okay. Authorities on Sunday identified the 3 victims a day earlier in Jacksonville, Florida, in the attack that is being investigated as a hate crime. The victims were identified as Angela Carr, 52, Arnault Laguerre, is that his name? Junior, I'm probably slaughtering their names. 19, and Gerald Deshawn Galion, 29. Laguerre was an employee at the Dollar General.
So he must have went in the front, maybe at the cash register.
Well, it says the company said Sunday in a statement, Jacksonville Sheriff Waters confirmed this at a news conference on Monday, adding that it appeared the shooter acted alone. Waters on Sunday identified, that's the sheriff, identified the shooter as a 21-year-old Ryan Palmeter, a white man who authorities say took his life. Waters said the gunman fired 11 rounds into a car, killing Carr. So she was outside. Oh. He then entered the Dollar General.
Oh, that's what Mama said. She was
an Uber driver. Okay. My mother says she thinks she was an Uber driver.
I said she was.
Okay. He then entered Dollar General, and that's when he demised Laguerre before exiting and returning to demise Galion. So the gunman was wearing a tactical vest, a mask, and was armed with a Glock and an AR-15 rifle that had swastikas on it.
AR-15.
Waters said the gunman initially, but he didn't even need all that for 3 people.
But they mostly carry AR-15.
Waters said the gunman initially went to Edward Waters University. Oh, that's what y'all said. He went there first. A historically black college in Jacksonville. He was seen in a TikTok video putting on a bulletproof vest at the campus. So he didn't go there. He went there. Waters said the gunman left Edward Waters University after about 9 minutes. The school previously said in a statement he left after refusing to identify himself to security. And a security officer then flagged a gunman as a suspicious person to the nearby police officer shortly after he left. So that security officer helped save those kids.
But how long after that before he went to the store? Because he had already reported the guy.
It said at the Dollar General, the gunman let several people out of the store while carrying out the you know what. At one point, he chased the witness and got her, but he missed. So he let people out the store.
What is wrong with him?
Nut job. Officers then entered the building 11 minutes after the incident began and heard a single gunshot, which they believe was him who did it to himself. He offed himself.
Okay.
The gunman, who lived with his parents in Orange Park in Clay County, Florida, had no criminal record.
And he probably was, he had to obtain the guns legally.
That's what I'm saying. No criminal record. But there is a record of domestic violence call involving his brother. And he was once involuntarily committed to a mental hospital for an examination. The minute he was admitted, he should have had all them guns taken away from him.
Apparently they don't care. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what what could change in our laws that I keep saying
anybody in a mental institution cannot have a gun.
But they don't do like they do our driver's license.
And they barely do that.
And they come after us every 4 years. You make sure you take your test. Emissions testing. Who comes after you for emissions testing? And I still see cars on the road where the smoke is almost killing you.
Right.
So something has to be done.
During the shooting, the gunman texted his father, telling him to use a screwdriver to get into the gunman's room where he had left behind notes, Waters said. Waters said the gunman purchased both firearms legally, and there were no flags that would have come up to stop him.
The flags came later.
They came later. Waters called the gunman a madman and said there was no logic to his violent actions. Now, what's his name? Vasami, whatever his name is. Ramasamy, the bonehead young guy that's running. He's a nut job. I knew he was when he was on stage. Yeah, he apparently in the past had made comments that somebody asked him about white supremacy, and he said he ain't never met a white supremacist in his life. Do they even exist? And then he said it's the same as running into a unicorn. He said, it's spotting a unicorn. It's like spotting a white supremacist.
I don't even think.
Well, there's your unicorn, you buckethead.
And you almost, when you hear comments like that coming from this guy, because you know his background, his ethnicity. Yes. He's not his third, second generation. Right. If you would think he's not from America. Well, if he don't even recognize racism.
And you made a good point. Young people we see, they don't really believe in all of that because they got friends of all different races and stuff. Mm-hmm. They generally stay within their group. They haven't done a lot of traveling, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. So they'll say something stupid like that.
That's why they don't like to be asked their race. Yeah.
He's 38.
He's 30. I see in his 20s. And he's a businessman. He owns companies.
He's trying to appeal to the young crowd. And by doing that, he's lying. She's trying to make it seem like he's not a politician. I'm different than the other politicians. I'm not a politician. I'm just a regular guy running. No, you're a politician because you're saying what you need to say to win. You're not being honest. Talking about it's like a unicorn.
And why couldn't you just say that
I've never had anybody come at me racial.
But why couldn't he have just?
But I understand people do.
Give a safe answer, like give a safe comment. I've never experienced anyone from a white supremacist group that extreme, right? But I'm hoping and praying that that they find out if that situation
that we nip that in the bud. Yeah. There's no room for white supremacy. That's what he should have said. Yes. Not a unicorn and all this other stuff. So anyway, DeSantis. And DeSantis didn't even say that.
Thank you. And that's embarrassing to
you. Worse than DeSantis.
The thing that makes me mad, that's a slap in the face to African Americans and Jews who have experience.
Anybody, Latino, anybody.
No, I'm saying specifically these two groups because these are the ones they always target. Yeah. I could slap in the face saying, oh, that don't even exist. What you was feeling was just they didn't like you.
I'm paraphrasing. One of the congresswomen, black women, said something about how he just bad. How he don't see it. He's blind to it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's bad at identifying. I'm not looking up what she said. Okay. But his response to her was her thinking she sounds like a KKK leader, Grand Wizard.
But I thought he didn't believe in white supremacy.
The fact that you are so tone deaf that you would call a black woman a KKK Grand Wizard. Does he even know about the history of the KKK?
I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't seem American to me.
That's why Nikki Haley.
Like he flew from a plane from the Middle East or wherever he came from, his family. Because he says he's American.
That's why Nikki Haley.
You have no clue.
Nikki Haley said about him with foreign policy. Yes. You have no foreign policy, experience, and it shows. You're an idiot. That's what somebody should have said. Any chance? Remember, I said that Trump would make him not off the table, buddy. Off the table. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be part of Trump's cabinet. You're not going to be part of his VP. He's going to run from you. Like, are you out of your mind? Black people already talking. This is Trump. They already talking about me. You think I'm putting you on my team? Are you out of your mind?
Let's see in the next 6 months where this goes with this Ramaswamy guy.
Ramaswamy. Mm-hmm. With your name alone.
Like
get people
like
to go,
Flintstone
what?
said, it's a name that's hard to pronounce.
He was prejudiced against you on that stage. He's so stupid, he didn't even see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a name hard to pronounce.
It's like he's entertaining.
He's so stupid.
He's an entertainer. Like, hey.
He's an entertainer. He's a clown. I thought we couldn't get worse than Trump. He's worse than Trump.
He is.
He is worse than Trump.
Isn't that sad?
At least Trump wouldn't say, white supremacist is like a unicorn. Trump wouldn't even say that. He would say, don't call me a white supremacist.
Exactly.
Don't call me that. I'm not that.
And he would still admit it because he'll say there's good on both sides.
Yeah, he'll say there's
white supremacy.
He'll say, I met some nice people. That's what's wrong with them now. They don't like black people, but everything else in their life is good.
Yeah, they've done good to the community.
They pay their taxes. They serve the country.
This Ramaswamy guy is like
they don't even exist. You big dummy. I didn't think we could get worse than Trump.
Oh my
He's
God.
worse than Trump.
When you told me that this morning, that he was shown saying that comment about white supremacists do not exist, pretty much in our own words, we're saying that.
It's a unicorn.
Like a unicorn. I sat here and I went.
And then called the black
really
woman.
American.
Called a black woman, like she talking like she head of the KKK.
And a KKK member will
Trump
probably
wouldn't even
punch
say
you
that.
in your face for even saying
He's
that.
worse. He's worse. He's worse. So anything we said about him after debate, we take it back. Trump is not putting him on his campaign.
I have to wait
now,
and
if Trump
see.
does, he's a fool and a fool.
I have to wait and see because he's put some crazy ones on there, so we don't know.
Even Herschel Walker hasn't said nothing that dumb.
Trump
with the werewolf comment.
Trump, I think too. Keep in mind, Trump doesn't look at those comments that they make. He looks at him being praised. It's about him. If that Ramaswamy guy continues to praise him and lift him up, that's what he's going to see first.
Well, even DeSantis, robot DeSantis. I used to call him Terminator 2. He's been reduced down to a robot. He's that robot on the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons? He's that robot, the maid.
Oh.
And they even made her big, a fat robot. Remember she was fat.
Not about the one. He could be the one in Lost in Space.
Yes. He is, DeSantis is the robot in Lost in Space.
With that man and that boy.
Yes, he is.
He is so stale. Very smart.
I've reduced him. He's still an AI. He's just a robot. He's that robot from...
Hello, everyone. Yes. I want you to know that I am very sorry.
Yes.
And concerned.
We made him Terminator 2 until we started seeing him come out. Mm-hmm. Now he has been reduced.
He's changing his policies. Like that's what...
well, he was booed and heckled.
I forgot her name. I ain't seen the View in a while. I forgot the girl's name.
He was booed and heckled on Sunday while attending the prayer vigil in Jacksonville, where 3 of the victims were off, and authorities say was that racially motivated thing at Donald General. DeSantis, a Republican presidential candidate, and his wife were among those who gathered at Jacksonville Grand Park neighborhood to commemorate the victims of Saturday's shooting. But not everyone was pleased that the governor was there. As DeSantis approached the podium to speak, some people, in the crowd began to boo. One person even yelled out, "You're not welcome here." Later, someone shouted, your policies caused this. According to the videos of the event, as Governor DeSantis has loosened the state's gun laws and curbed efforts to teach Black history in public school. So you got this guy who comes in, who's a white supremacist with swastika stickers all over his gun. This nut job DeSantis, kids in the future gonna be like, "What's a swastika? What is that?"
We don't need to talk about that.
They never taught us what swastikas were.
That's not important because you think if they know what it is and the history of it, and someone's wearing it in their classroom, they'll go, "Ooh, my mom told me about that."
I know what a swastika is.
I know what it is. Let me be careful.
But the difference between a swastika Jewish people will teach their kids that.
Yes.
Black people won't. They won't teach their kids about slavery.
Mm-mm.
It'll be taken out of school, but the kids will know all about Krishan Rock and Sexy Red.
Yeah, and the ones you were saying, DD.
They'll know all about Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B and Kodak Black.
Oh my God! But if you were to ask, how many things have blacks contributed as far as inventing things or whatever?
George Washington Carver did the peanut.
That's it. That's all you got for me. Okay. My goodness.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Jewish people will teach. If it's taken out of school, they'll teach their kids at home what a swastika is.
But you know what? I want to say this. The fact that he went there, we all know he is on the vote for me trail.
Well, he had to go. That's a tragedy, in his own.
No, he's never been in other tragedies.
Well,
have we? Do we remember him being at other tragedies in that state?
Well, he made a whole thing about.
He's on the trail to become president. He made a
whole thing about Joe Biden. Exactly. He made a whole thing about Joe Biden showing up in Maui days later, and all the fire going and everything, and he's there now. So he said he sent him back to, what did he say? The beach or something he said. I don't know what he said. He's so stupid. But he has to, like you're right, appear presidential. Yeah. You got to show up, boots on the ground, day one.
Mm-hmm. Whether they like you or not.
The fact that this nut job guy, though, went to an HBCU.
You sure?
It says right, not went to, I thought it was went
he
there.
Went to visit.
He went there to all the kids.
If you don't like black people, that's where you're going to go.
Yeah. But how unsafe is that? First, Howard University.
I know.
The kids get beat up by their own. That was their own. Black kids that was probably mad that they couldn't get them, they dumb self. So they jumped kids who actually did make it into school.
Goodness.
We got our kids, we don't have a chance.
No.
We got black people killing black people. Then we got white supremacists killing black people.
But you know what?
Your kids is like, if y'all don't pray, if you don't know God.
What will it take? I was going to do another t-shirt that says, what will it take, people of God? What will it take? Because what will it take before people start coming together like those videos I sent you guys, a few of you, I think, where it took in the 70s, the situations that happened there for the churches to come together, for people to fill up football stadiums, basketball stadiums, everybody praying against all the things that's going on in our city. But you know what? The sad thing about this shooting is it was during the time when we were remembering the march on Washington. 60 years have gone by. We even got the chance to hear Martin Luther King's son and his grandchild, his only grandchild, and his wife. They spoke about this. So you know the media is going to have the microphone in their mouths going, so what do you guys think about the whole shooting thing?
Well, let's look at this.
Yeah.
As the boos and the heckles grew louder, DeSantis stopped talking. You know he's a robot. Mm-hmm. He can't go past boos.
Does not compute. He's
like, I don't know what's going on. The Jacksonville councilwoman Pittman stepped in and addressed the crowd. Put parties aside, Pittman said. A bullet don't know a party. Now, this is something good that Machine DeSantis did. It said on Monday, the governor's office directed $1 million towards campus security at Edward Waters University and $100,000 to support the families of the 3 shooting victims. Well, he had to do that, but that's good. $1 million.
It's presidential. He all of a sudden does this. Okay, keep going.
So again, the sheriff at TK Water said the attack was racially motivated. Only person that doesn't believe that is Ramaswamy.
He just truly clueless.
And then he got on air. I watched him Sunday. He still didn't want to admit it. He said, "Oh, that guy had mental issues. He had mental issues. He was checked into a mental hospital."
Oh, Jesus!
Don't you think anybody who's white supremacist has mental issues? You big dummy.
And that's
why they think like that. They have mental issues.
I'm trying to think. How does Ramaswamy miss this? The man was seen on a HBCU campus.
Thank you.
Duh. The man has had in history.
No, he's saying he's just a mental case. That's not a white
hanging out where black people are, and he used the N-word. Don't like black folks. Oh, he's just happened to be what? Yeah. Hanging out at a black campus.
He's dumb. Catilia says, "Hi, ladies. Hi, mama. Hey, Catilia."
Hey, everybody.
Kiki says, "Hello, sisters. Hey." Wendy says, "Hey, girls." Emerald says, "Hey, ladies." And Colleen says, "Good evening, ladies and mama."
Yes.
Hey, everybody.
We're talking about this shooting for this past
Talking about
weekend.
that shooting and DeSantis getting booed and him not having a clue.
Well, if he walks in any Black communities in Florida, he may get some boos here.
Right. All right, let's move on. I'm trying to keep it at an hour so we can start doing a podcast. Okay. Federal judge sets. We didn't even turn on the thing on this. I was talking the whole time. Hold on, y'all. All right, at least we'll flash a picture of him before we move on. I like the crowd.
Okay.
I'll talk about that. Look at the crowd. Look at their face.
They don't look happy that he's there.
Look at his hands. He's so robotic, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He probably was talking like a robot. And that's probably what they was like.
The first debate, he wasn't comfortable. You can kind of tell. And it was one question they asked him, and he kind of froze. Mr. DeSantis?
Are you there?
It's almost like, did you hear the question? This man.
Mr. DeSantis, excuse me.
It took a while. It does not compute.
Excuse me.
Oh, one moment, let me push my talk button.
All right. Now, I'm not worse than Ramaswamy.
We need not.
I say there's no place for racial tension. I at least identify with racial tension.
Yes.
That young Wamahoma, he don't know nothing.
Ramaswamy.
I mean, no, he doesn't know
Ramaswamy.
anything.
If we said it right, it sounds like
Ramaswamy. And then he gonna get mad because people make fun of his name. You big stupid dummy. You have a weird name. Yes, people gonna make fun of it. That's racial. We are doing racial jokes right now talking about your stupid name. It's not a unicorn.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody making fun of your name is rude and it's obnoxious and it's wrong.
This man, I see how long he lasts. I mean, they said his numbers went up after the debate.
Of course they did. Well, Trump's numbers went up.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't even there.
And thank you. I'll stay on this for a second. Oh, bobblehead Candace. You see her show today?
No.
I watched her show today.
What did she say?
She had the nerve. First of all, she hasn't been talking about Trump because he shoot her at a party. And so she can't stand him anymore. But now she's back on the trail again. Okay. She's back under Trump because she sees that people want him. They like him.
Oh, she's trying to run with those numbers.
She had the her to show. Did y'all see Candace? If anybody,
I don't watch that bobblehead. I just listen to you talk to her and tell me what she said.
It hurts me so much to even say what was on the show.
What you tell me about?
But I have to watch this. I have to watch these things.
Okay, she can't be no worse than him.
No, I don't know. My head, I'm just not confused.
Tell me.
I don't know who's that. Tell me. It's like my head gonna explode.
Let me make the decision.
Okay.
I'll make it. Go ahead.
So she shows a video of somebody who says black people love Trump now in the hood. Black people in the hood.
Well, you said
they do, but listen to this.
Okay.
So she shows them going cameras in the hood. You know how when there's an